Welcome everybody out there to the Real Response Podcast. We just dropped episode 8. We was talking in there when there was another topic I wanted to touch on. I did want to put it in there. We already had a bunch we was trying to shove in there, but it's this shit with fucking French Montana.
Montana.
This latest album he dropped, man. This is the shit we talk about when we say no matter what, when it comes to this industry, everything is perception. Everything in shit. 90% of shit is an illusion. They like to create this illusion
Facts.
for the consumers because
Facts.
they already know that everybody want to ride a wave. This is why in the beginning stages of any artist's career, sometimes it may take them like there's just levels they got to keep climbing. Because it's harder to grab people when people tap in. They see, oh, only 1,000 people listen to him. I'll check back later. Oh, only 100 people listen to their podcast. I'll check back later. And then as soon as you blow the fuck up, they saying, I've been following you since blah blah blah.
Facts.
And you say, why I'm speaking about this? The shit with French Montana. He releases this album last week. Didn't create no big waves. Pretty sure it's probably a good album. I haven't tapped into it yet. But the fake ass shit he did with this gold plaque, talking about he went gold in a week.
That's fabricated numbers.
What did Jay-Z say? What the fuck did Jay-Z say concerning all this shit?
Wait, fabricating numbers like we supposed to be happy about this.
How you happy about fabricated fake numbers? If you're the artist, right, and you know that these numbers are an illusion and they're fakely created, how does that even make you happy? That's just like if we go out on the football field or the basketball court and we win because the other team forfeited. Does that really give you satisfaction?
Yeah, like
that
we
won. You know you didn't fucking put the work in for that win. How the fuck are you satisfied with something that just handed to you? And you still ask me, what the fuck am I talking about? This motherfucker only went gold because they like, okay, he's leading up to what? This motherfucker went gold because he drops 3 songs on there that's old as fuck, that's already established and already gold. This is the cheat code. This is how people go gold as soon as they're released. Basically, before they release, they're gold. He fucking put, come on now, we all know Drake is already the cheat code, but nigga, you double cheated by putting songs on here that's already plaqued the fuck up. He put No Stylist on there featuring Drake, No Shopping featuring Drake.
And
Lockjaw
with Kodak Black.
And that song is 3 years old.
We was both about to say the
because
same
that's
thing.
wild as fuck, and that song's fire too.
Yeah,
but that song's 3 years old. How are you putting these old ass songs on here, and then you want to make these captions and posts talking about go in the week without the gimmicks and whatever? But nigga, that's a gimmick.
Yeah, you an old head, and I know what you trying to do. You trying to run with these young kids with the numbers. You trying to play the number game.
They gonna attach their numbers. And niggas want to ride the fucking wave.
It kind of sucks because you really don't even know where you at right now. You don't know if you really selling or you don't know about your dedicated fans because you play with your numbers. So now when you drop your other album, and what if you don't do that big?
How the fuck you gonna gauge the potential level of success by knowing your last album wasn't authentically ran up?
Yeah.
Them numbers wasn't ran up from the ground up. You put 3 shits on there that's already stamped, so your shit gets released already stamped.
And for you
gold.
people that don't know how numbers run, those numbers get added to your album as sales already. So those 2 million, 3 million sales that he already had from Drake and Kodak Black got added to this new Montana album.
That's why he was gold in 1 week.
That's why he was able to go gold in 1 week.
Plus, he wants to sit here and fucking brag talking about. But you see, because he did an interview with Akademiks when he spoke about all this, and he's over here saying, "You see, I ain't doing all these runs like everybody's doing. I'm not doing the normal New York run that everybody go. I'm just sitting here with you, and I'm already gold. Don't forget to tell everybody I'm already gold. How the fuck are you already gold before the album? Because you already knew.
Y'all playing
you knew
with
that
numbers.
you were gold before the album dropped. How can you know that?
That's not like a smart business move to me. That was stupid. What was smart to me was Jay-Z. Like when he sold the Magna Carta to Samsung.
Boss moves.
Big boss move. That when he sold it, when you bought
he got those sales.
Yeah, he got the million sales already.
That brought those sales.
He went platinum before it dropped, but the album was already sold because it was bought when you bought the damn phone.
Exactly, like a pre-order in a way.
It was a pre-order.
1 million people pre-ordered this shit.
What Montana is doing is trying to trick everyone that's probably a gold album or a classic album.
It's an illusion.
When it's not. It's just an illusion thing. It's an illusion. He's fabricating numbers and he's trying to use the internet like he's still the man, which he probably could. He probably is, but I don't understand why he didn't put Drake on another song and he didn't do a damn song like that and then added those numbers. I really believe
because put like this: if he didn't put those old songs on there and he had to drop
He didn't go. He wouldn't go gold. He would have went styrofoam, double wood.
Well, I won't say that because he does have a way of still going through the industry, doing his rounds and making his numbers. But it wouldn't have been off the rip.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have been first week off the rip. That would have been.
He probably would have got gold in another 6 months.
But he knows the funds of what has to be put behind the album to get an album. That shit that went crazy with fucking Sway Lee. He put $300,000 to $500,000 of his own money behind it because there was a whole type of like rights along with like the beat and everything. So
with the samples and all that's going on. Yeah.
So he already knows the funds it take to actually make a song go number one. He probably wasn't set up and ready to do that this one. So he didn't want to get a new feature where somebody didn't have to promote that, pay the money and do the rounds. So what does? Double cheat code. You already got Drake on 2 of them, which they're old. You throw those on, already get the album stamped gold, and now you want to sit there and try to brag about it online. Don't brag about it. Just stay under the water and don't say shit about it. Let that shit float away because there was no work. It wasn't built up from the ground up. Music could be good, but like I said, we're not criticizing or we're not even debating about the music itself. We're speaking about the tactics alone.
The shit y'all doing is just not real.
That's like a motherfucker dope fiending me and then bragging about knocking me out. Nigga, you come on, you got one up on me. You snuck me from behind. So the chances of putting me to sleep is more higher than none. So you got that, but you didn't work for it. The same thing is going on with him. He didn't work for the gold plaque. And it's cool. I don't care what he works for, don't work for, but just stop with the illusion. He's getting on the internet trying to make the people think that I'm gold. This music is crazy good, this and this and that.
If he would have came 6 months later, if he would have came 6 months later and said my album went gold,
on it.
I understand that. Yeah, okay, I'm proud of you now. Now you're making me like speculate the shit you doing when you say you dropping a week.
There's artists in the industry that's losing respect because they see, nigga, this is a form of cloud chasing.
A lot of people ain't going gold like you.
Chasing.
Montana, he's good, but to go gold right now in this time, we gonna have to look at you like, wait a minute, you gotta
think about it. There's these little niggas that's more popping than him.
Facts.
Even though they may not make good or better music, we're speaking about popularity. They're popping than him, and they're topping out 100 and some thousand the first week.
Not hitting
that's what they're topping out. But you trying to tell me Montana sold 500 in 1 week? No, he didn't.
Montana, you've been missing. You're not really on the hooks. Like he's not really up to par like how he used to be with everything. He's not even at the peak of his career to really me to see that. Damn, you just went gold in 1 week. Like
he kind of already hit his peak.
Yeah, he did.
I've been sliding down a sled a little bit. Like
he's going down the sled a lot.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not. His peak is not to say that he can't climb back.
What was his last hit record?
Probably some shit with Drake.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
2008.
When was
2008? No Stylist. That was probably
2008,
one of his.
That was a long time ago, bro.
Huh?
2008. A long time
2018.
Ago. Yeah.
Correct,
I know
my
what
bad.
you mean.
2018. Was No Stylist, I think, and No Shop, and those probably came out the same year.
Oh yeah, he dropped the same time.
Yeah, and so those was his last.
You gotta realize Montana tactic. He does it every year, so you used to it because you always think that he's dropping.
Nigga not working for it.
When he dropped with Smurda, he got on the remix. He was popping.
Kodak on Lockjaw. He knows the cheat code. A lot of people like to rely on the cheat code when it's time for them to show the world that they can make numbers.
Yeah, but y'all gotta. Y'all, and I'm saying y'all because he's not the only artist that does it. He's just the one that we just caught it right there and there. There's a lot of artists.
The whole industry is doing it away because if you selling a piece of clothing and that counts as a record sale,
Travis
and you didn't
Scott
really sell the fucking record, nigga, that's still a cheat code.
And that's where Nicki was really fighting for.
Especially think about it. Especially this when you buy a ticket. That's a record sale. Think about that. When they're doing shows every other night and they're selling out venues, especially people on that status, $10,000, $20,000, $20,000 venues.
Sale.
Think about it. That's 20,000 albums sold just in that one night for them buying a ticket. That's why the numbers is fabricated. These are not the old days where people actually was buying hard sell copies of fucking albums. That's when people will really have movements. When niggas was going 5 times platinum and it was actual tangible.
CDs, there was people
CDs. Physically buying hard copy fucking CDs and records. Now motherfuckers buy a piece of clothing or buy a ticket to a show,
and that goes to an
now
album
they're getting.
sale.
That's why Jay-Z, but motherfuckers don't be understanding. That's why Jay-Z is talking about when he says this shit's fabricated.
And
niggas is not really selling sales the authentic way. They're selling everything else around their music because those people name got clout in itself.
And that's what Nicki was kind of fighting for when she dropped her album. She's trying to say, no, my shit is really authentic. My shit came from record sales. Travis Scott came from
at that time.
marketing.
I didn't even understand her perspective because she was on a rampage so much that sometimes people overlook what the fuck she was talking about.
When you yell, people don't listen.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So now I can see exactly what she's talking about, because if she didn't, if she sold 200,000 and nothing was attached to clothing or
ticket sales,
and he sold 210,000. The numbers are not on point, but they were around 200 something.
I know.
And if he sold 210,000, but you know that they included his ticket sales and clothing, yes, you're gonna feel like, no, I should have the number one because I sold hard copy music.
But it's coming to all these fabricated numbers because
bullshit.
All these artists are still trying to stay number one. You got to realize that they want to keep that reputation of number one. So if they fall number two, they hold rep and they not who they supposed to be. But
or at least they feel that.
Yeah, they feel that, but they still are that.
People fucking up the perception of how we should view a number one or a number two or a number three. This is why fucking DJ Khaled got so upset when he didn't make number one. I mean, remember he was number two. Number two is still great as fuck. We're speaking in the world, and that's still enough to upset these people, and they don't be grateful enough about the money because they're more focused on a perception. And they want the perception to be perceived to everyone that they're number one, because all that does is gets the ball rolling and it brings in more business. Yeah, it's being number one on any platform.
Cool. Yeah, because number one, I know you get a lot of rewards for it. You probably get money, who knows, sponsorships. But I don't even think people care about what they get, like the reward. They just care for the ego. It's the ego
that's
boost.
What I'm saying.
Like,
that's why they creating this illusion. They want the world to know I'm number one,
I'm the
even
number
though
one, because you know Khaled tactic in the marketing is always one. He always hits number one. So if Khaled falls to number two, you fucking up his whole legacy type shit. You know, so
in his mind at least.
Yeah,
in reality, no, his legacy is not being.
You still number one. We ain't thinking about your numbers. So the ego boost that you artists have is really fucking up you guys' whole shit. Like you know, like what Montana. That really just fucked you up how I feel. Like,
especially
you guys,
when you respect him as an artist and you see that he's like downgrading himself as an artist just to try to grab
in
clout.
Yourself. Y'all stop believing in yourself. Y'all trying to just grab this internet like, oh yeah, these numbers. Fuck the numbers, dude. It's about the money and putting out the good music. Like, you know, that's what y'all cared about.
I won't say always, but good music is supposed to transcend everything else. It doesn't all the time based on what type of like popularity level you may hold at the time, but in a way, when it reaches the people that it's supposed to reach, it does transcend everything else. So
y'all just
stop with the bullshit.
And know that you didn't go gold. So when you people,
that wasn't gold.
You guys gotta really watch that.
Gold.
You know, and these artists stop doing that. Jay-Z said it. Y'all don't pay attention to that man enough because he tries to tell y'all everything about this industry. Even Rush tries to tell y'all how they play with the numbers.
The same way, like
nobody pays attention.
It's the same way. I keep getting away from the mic. My bad. It's the same way with kids. Like they don't want to be lectured.
Nah.
From their parents.
Nah.
They don't want to be taught the better way to do something.
Nah.
And that's what's going on. Niggas don't, even though niggas accept the fact that Jay-Z is a teacher, niggas don't want to be taught at times.
Yeah. It's just like, basically, don't tell me nothing. Like, nobody listens. Like how Kodak. You can't tell Kodak nothing. If you an old head, you can't tell Kodak nothing. He gonna sock your stupid ass in the back of the head. You know what I mean and shit, but... Man.
Oh, that shit was funny too. And see, this is only supposed to be about fucking
what?
French Montana, but that's funny that what you just said that part when you brought up the Kodak black shit, because remember not necessarily that, but the time when he was speaking about sticky fingers and he said the guy had a fake gun and everybody thought Kodak was just high as fuck. But then if you guys go back to a couple of weeks ago in a picture posted with sticky fingers, he was actually doing a movie, so that's why he had a prop gun. So at first people thought Kodak just high and was just popping shit, and then later on, really when this comes out, now niggas can put the pieces together and be like, all right, he did have a prop gun. Fucking Kodak wasn't just lying. But we gonna shut this shit down. We had to touch on that. Hey, that's some bullshit, French Montana, because motherfuckers fuck with you. Respect the way you respect the way you used to operate. The little bullshit you pulled when Meek and Drake start beefing, and you sided. The nigga wanted to keep the cheat code on his side, so he went and turned his back on Meek just to keep motherfucking Drake in his pocket. That wasn't respectable. And now you're doing more, shit that's not respectable. So nigga, get your shit together. Let the music speak for itself. Don't put shit on a fucking album that's 3 years old, nigga. That's lame as fuck.
I don't want to hear that. I'll go listen. I already downloaded that shit.
Nigga, we already heard
now
it.
Now I gotta re-download it.
Exactly.
You fucked up my iCloud. Like, you know what I mean? Shit.
But on that note, nigga, we out.
Make sure y'all hit that like,
and we highlight you guys next week. We out.
Double R.